Hello, Internet, and welcome to Red Jenny. Thank you for joining us this lovely Monday evening for another session of our Dragon Age TTRPG. We are excited to have you here and to be back playing this game once more as we are getting full swing into our next chapter of the game here today. But before we get into that and start recapping things and all that good stuff, we'll talk about what we've got going on the channel this week. And the answer is probably not a lot for the next bit. I think we don't no Tuesday stream, no Thursday.
Yes, Tuesday stream.
Yes, Tuesday stream. Yes, Tuesday
Yes,
stream.
Tuesday stream.
Yes,
I haven't
Tuesday
heard
stream.
otherwise.
Yes,
Okay.
Tuesday stream because they might be like it might be finale land tomorrow.
Is it?
And if
Okay,
not,
I don't
they're
know
gonna
where
be
I
off
heard.
for like a month and a half.
Ignore me, because I don't know where. I thought someone told me that there wouldn't be a Tuesday stream this week, but I heard wrong.
Yes, Tuesday stream. Don't
yes,
listen to
Tuesday.
Val. They don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah. So join us tomorrow, Tuesday, for that is
Wait, tomorrow's
this-
Tuesday?
Well, anyway, join. Cedar can talk more about that.
Escape
I'm done.
velocity.
For escape velocity. And otherwise, schedule's a bit up in the air. We have some traveling going on this week, so I don't know if we'll have any other streams going on for a bit after Tuesday. We're definitely not going to be here for Red Jenny next week, unfortunately. So yeah, it may be a bit TCS, but we're getting into that season, that time of the year. Everybody's traveling, everybody's got things going on. So yeah, just a lot happening. So keep an eye on our schedule. Best way to stay up to date with cancellations, changes in schedules, all that good stuff, or not so good stuff, is to join us on our Discord. You can click the links below our faces and see join us on our Discord community, where we try to keep everybody up to date on everything we're doing throughout the week, even if it's some impromptu video game streaming, which we may resort to for a bit while we're waiting for people's travel plans to die down. I think that's about it. So I'm going to go ahead and turn things over to my lovely players here to talk about who they are, where you can find them, and who they are playing tonight, starting as always with Van.
That's me. Hi, I'm Van. You can find me on the internet at Van But Wilder. Pretty much wherever you can find people on the internet that isn't the Elon Musk hellscape. I'm on Mastodon. I'm on Blue Sky. Mostly I just hang out in the Discords talking about stuff, and I stream live on Twitch several nights a week. Sunday nights on twitch.tv/lbhack'emup, where we are currently playing the Alien RPG. I think we got 2 episodes left of Rachel's miniseries. So go check that out. The VODs are going up over there on Twitch and on LB's YouTube as well. And then I'm here several nights a week playing in games or running Dungeons & Dragons on Saturday mornings. Tonight I am playing Venehn, who is an elven marksman and whose favorite artist to sing at karaoke is Lady Gaga.
Fuck me. Hey, I'm Christina Sid. You can find me.
You guys know you don't have to do the bit with me.
I love the
Yes,
bit,
we
though.
do.
We
Yes,
love the bit,
and
though.
Van. Yes, and
Please, please.
It's just Van is a very different person from Yaz, and you pick a lot of things that are very difficult for her. I'm here Monday evenings. Hello, you made it, and Saturday evenings. At karaoke, Yaz would sing something that would be put in without her knowledge after several drinks. I think that would be the situation.
Shakira.
Yeah, Shakira. I was about to say, Yaz. Yaz has an amazing rendition of "These Hips Don't Lie," but she has
There
to
it
be
is.
drunk for it.
But only like
she's got to
blitzed.
be blasted.
Yeah.
That sounds fair. That sounds fair.
What's up, y'all? It's me. Well, your favorite non-binary slime best friend on the internet. You can find me on the social medias at WALLE132. Just type it in, you'll probably find me. You can also find me here every Mondays and Saturdays playing games on this channel. And also you can find me over at Who's_Kids YouTube channel playing some One Piece TTRPG. Come check it out. The first episode is coming up soon. Keep to my social medias because we may be doing PAX U giveaways. So if you want to go to PAX U, come check out the premiere of episodes. So follow me on social media so you know when that happens. But today I am playing Garas, the Elven Grey Warden duelist, who at karaoke, the first song he does, he's always the first one up without missing a beat. He's always the first one up, and the first song he does is Rapper's Paradise, but not the 5-minute version. He does the 14-minute long full version, and it is impeccable. His flow is perfect and everything.
Wait. Rapper's Delight or Paradise by the Dashboard Light? Because both
Rapper's
are
Delight.
14 minutes light. Okay,
Rapper's
got
Delight.
it.
Rapper's Delight.
I just have to clarify. Got it.
Yeah, by Sugar Hill Gang. Yes.
All of this tracks. Okay, got it.
Hi internet. Hi mom. It's me. It's Sita. Okay. Look, everybody, we've got to talk. Okay. Val's agents have been moving in. I am being tracked at every turn. All right. As you can see behind me, I've moved to a new location. I'm changing my hair and my facial hair almost every week, and it doesn't matter. Okay, he is gonna get me. They're all tracking me down.
Sita, you don't have to worry about it. There's nothing but this shadow agent.
I just
Awakened agent responding.
No! Chat, I need your help. If you have any suggestions, you can send them to me at Mr. Wilt, pretty much anywhere on the internet. Although on Instagram, it is john.sita. Send me something on Discord. It'd be great. Find me in the chat for these games. Recently, I've been kind of busy at work, football season, working at a bar, yada, yada. But I love that Saturday morning game. I'm there almost every week. Anyway, that's not today. Today, I am playing Andros Philippe Bastille de Cartier, also known as Carter, the human arcane warrior. And I think Carter would be a little shy to sing karaoke, but then you guys would like go out into the parking lot and he would be just jamming out to Monsters and Men and like dancing in a gravel parking lot somewhere near the karaoke bar.
Perfect. Okay. Sita, you doing this bit so often really makes me want to do another like Darkest House run where everybody plays themselves, but it is some sort of weird shadow government. Like I'm already coming up with the like augmented like AG version where we take this and turn it into a bit and flip it on set at the beginning of the session. We're gonna talk about this.
Dude, that is meta as fuck.
I know.
I can't wait till Sita just holds up a UR code out of nowhere. It's like just flashes it on the screen.
It gets me every
Sip from a
time.
drink this on the bottom of a mug.
Hi everyone, I'm Val. You can find me the Kraken's Crown lurking around the internet. I am here Thursdays and Mondays playing running games. Right now I'm just running this game and game on Saturday of Hearts of Stone, where you play Blades in the Dark, and then I play on some other games between. Like I've mentioned, I'll be traveling next week, so no game running from me next week, but then we'll be back the week after. So just stay tuned for that. Catch up on our YouTube VODs, all that good stuff. But are you all ready to get started? I have nothing else, and I'm done. I'm not going to do karaoke selections for all my characters because that would take me way too long. I haven't thought about it.
You can just say what you like to sing at karaoke.
I mean, it'd be Johnny Cash. I mean, that's the only thing I can sing at karaoke. So, yeah.
It's not true. You sing Taylor Swift sometimes.
Badly. All right. Previously on Red Jenny. The crew, the aforementioned crew of the Friends of Red Jenny have finally made it back to Val Royale. You had completed your months-long excursion across Thedas, making your way all the way to the north of arriving in the city of Minrathous, then to Venture Imperium before heading to the Anderfels. You were whisked away from the Anderfels at the cusp of your victory in battle, saved by the enigmatic Flemeth, taking you down to the Kakaria Wilds, and finally have made your way home. However, it seems that some drama was brewing after a brief 2-year downtime, where we got to see many of our characters grow, change, the things that they had learned and done, and the strives that you were taking in your fair city to make things better, or at least make things more advantageous for your group, from starting small crime syndicates to going full vigilante justice. All sorts of adventures were had. The name Red Jenny grew, the business boomed, much thanks to Yasmera's efforts, and things seemed to be looking up until one evening, while you were all gathered once again at the bar, which I don't imagine probably happens all that often, maybe once every couple of weeks or so. You're all pretty busy people. Your compatriot Wolf seemed a little flustered as you had some newcomers in the bar, and Venehn had tracked Wolf outside and saw them having a hushed conversation with an elven woman who they spoke with very briefly. Venehn overhearing some talk about the crows, about time being up, and some threats being laid in Wolf's direction from this woman, before she disappeared, along with some other patrons of the bar. While this was happening, downstairs, Yasmera had a surprise visit from a figure from her past. Her father, Akant, visited once again to warn Yasmera that her mother, Talus, would be visiting in the following days, warning you that he believes she has involved herself in some sort of plot, sort of Ben Hassarath scheme or contract to assassinate a high-ranking member of the Chantry, who, based on a recent prophecy received from Yaz, she put 2 and 2 together and believed that to be the young divine Rosamond. A little bit of panic ensued. You were able to clear out the bar using a mock bar fight between, I believe it was Garas and Carter. And
I started it.
Oh, you started. Okay.
Sebastian as well. It was.
Oh, right.
Garas and Sebastian.
Yeah, Garrison Sebastian. That's going to take me some getting used to. And some revelations were had once you had cleared out everybody except your closest confidants, Wolf and Arlo included. Wolf let you in on what had happened, that the woman speaking with them was named Rein de Rojas, the leader of the Antivan Crows, and that she was collecting on a contract that Wolf had failed to perform for the assassination of a young Antivan prince who also sat in the very same room as you. You discussed this about Wolf keeping this information from all of you, and also the threats that this posed, as Yaz also informed you of the threat now levied in your direction by the Ben Hassarath and the Canary, and the turmoil that could cause in the city, and the prophecy that all of you know of, that Yasmera is destined to thwart this, to save the life of this young divine. And I believe that's where we left off last time, coming to terms with needing to do something, both of these ticking clocks being on a 7-day timer, and having much to do to prepare yourselves for somehow solving both these problems at the same time. Before we jump back in, though, we are now officially beginning the next chapter of this game. And with this next chapter, as I have hinted to my players, comes a new complicated mechanic from yours truly in order to condense, streamline, and add a bit of tension to everything that's happening. So you have, much like Victims of the Ring, 7 days to solve this problem. We are going to play this out a lot like the Winter Palace in many ways, where you will have limited actions that you can take each day. We're still going to play them out. You'll have plenty of role play. I know there's a lot of conversations that need to be had, and we can even play out this night, and you're planning here. But what I'm kind of doing is taking the reins just a little bit to steer us and limit us in a couple of directions so that y'all's options are limited enough to create this tension. Essentially, what you have here are two main objectives. One being to uncover the Ben Hassarath plan, the other to save Wolf and the Red Jenny, as both of you have been, the entire group has been threatened. Both of these objectives are going to be difficult to accomplish and will require two things each. So we're dealing with two different fronts that your small group is going to have to deal with over the next 7 days. I've limited, and I imagine through a lot of planning throughout the evening and coming up with different strategies, and you're all discussing like different objectives you have here, you really come up with two options. For uncovering the Ben Hassarath plan, for thwarting the Ben Hassarath plan, your sub-objective A, essentially, as I've laid it out, is intercepting Talus and her agents. Somehow intercepting, getting the drop of them, figuring out what they're going to do, and getting in her way. The other objective, which is optional, you don't have to do it, but it would definitely help, would be convince the Chantry of this threat. I think that was mentioned a little bit, but I don't know if we really dove into that during the last conversation that we had. But that would definitely be a boon to you here. If you can convince the Chantry what's going on, won't solve all your problems, but make things a lot easier trying to stop the Kunari and the Ben Hassarath. So those are sub objectives 1 and 2 of main objective A, which is stopping the Kunari. On the other side, a little more closer to home, you have saving Wolf and the Red Jenny, which your two sub-objectives for that are finding and stopping Rain and the Antivan Crows, or defending the Red Jenny. These are more optional, whereas the first part, doing both, would greatly improve your chances of succeeding overall, but you don't have to, like, you can do both, and both would be the best outcome, but you may not have the opportunity to, and things may get in the way. This one is a little more A or B. Finding and stopping Rain, or somehow barricading, defending the Red Jenny when this attack inevitably comes in 7 days. That's going to be a little bit fraught, because also that falls on the same day that the Divine is going to be attacked. So things to consider there. Now, as far as mechanics go for this, this is how I'm going to summarize. I'm going to try to be as straightforward with this as possible. Each one of these has a target threshold and a success number. You have, and I have made it as close as I can to impossible to accomplish all 4 of these sub-objectives in 7 days. You will have to make decisions, you will have to take risks, you will have to make compromises in order to save yourselves, and I wanted to create this tension. So for intercepting Talus and her agents, I recommend y'all write these down. I can give them to you too. But for intercepting Talus and her agents, or let me back up one thing. Each day over the next 7 days, each one of you is going to get to make, much like at the Winter Palace, 1 check per day. Using anything you want. You'll just describe how you're investigating, which task you're addressing, how you're investigating it, and then you'll play out a scene, and then we'll make a check to kind of summarize that scene and how it went. We're going to play it out kind of the same way as we've done with other things, where there's going to be like success thresholds with it. The number you have to succeed on, both a target number and then tally up the number you get on the dragon die, which goes into a pool of successes towards that objective. Does that make sense? Does everyone remember kind of how that works? Instead of having one that we're doing and they're just pulling all your resources into, there are 4 to accomplish over the next 7 days. For intercepting Talus and her agents, the difficulty is a 17. The threshold is 25. For convincing the Chantry, the target number is 21. The success threshold is 25. For on the other subjective, on Wolf and the Antivan Crow side, finding and stopping Rain is a target number of 19, a success threshold of 25. And then defending the Red Jenny is a target number of 15 and a threshold of 15. That's your easiest to do. I have mathed this out. In order to do all of these, you'd have to succeed on every check over the next 7 days and get at least 4 stunt points on each of those checks, or 4 on the dragon die on each of those checks. Not impossible, extremely unlikely. So some strategizing you're going to need to do here. Does everybody kind of understand how all that's going to work? Does any questions regarding how those objectives and what you're going to be rolling for and kind of all that?
No, I'm trying to remember who all these people are.
What's the name that you need me to remind you of?
Which one is Talus?
Talus is Yasmera's mom.
That's your mom.
She
Okay.
is the Talus. Her name was Fadira, but
Yeah.
she's going by Talus now.
Talus, and then the Chantry, and then Rain is the Antivan Crows.
Is
That was a lot to write down all at once.
Wolf's former, like, Wolf's essentially
yeah, I
a
remember
maternal
her.
figure. Yeah. Now, I thought that would all be too easy on its own, so I did introduce another mechanic here. So when making these tests, if you make the same test more than once per day towards the same objective, or with the same character over 2 days in a row, do the same test, there's a chance that Kunari or Kunari spies or Antivan Crow spies are going to notice what's going on. The more you do the same thing, the more likely it is people are going to notice you. When that happens, I will roll a d6. If you choose to take that risk and do something more than once, I will roll a d6. If I roll a 1, then all of your progress that you've accrued towards that objective resets. It's a risk you can take. It's a 1 in 6 chance it's going to really fuck you over. That is to keep y'all from just doing the same thing every day, or for multiple of you doing the same thing in one day. Now, that's mostly geared towards the type of check you're making. So you're not just always relying on your strongest check. You're going to have to do some different things. You can do, again, you can wait a day and do the same thing again. You just can't do it 2 days in a row.
What was the other stipulation? It was if you do the same task, or what was the other one?
If you do the same task 2 days in a row, or if more than one person in the group does the same task per day. So, like,
I'm
if
not
2 of
following
you,
the second half of that.
so, like, let's say Garas decides to do let's say Venehn and Garas both decide to do stealth checks on the same day to accomplish their tasks. It doesn't matter what you do, but if both of you are like, okay, we're both going to focus on, trying to find and stop Rain, and we're both going to make stealth checks to do it, I'm going to roll a d6 to determine whether or not you're found out.
If we work on the same task and use the same skill.
Yes.
Not just if we work on the same task or if we're using the same skill.
Correct. Or if your character uses the same skill over 2 days, you have to do the same thing.
Okay. So it's not
it's
not the thing we're working on for us. It's just the skill
Mhm.
roll.
Yes.
just to be 100% clear, so that means, like, if I use magic spirit for one of the tasks, and then the next day use the same skill for one of the other tasks, that would still also trigger the d6 roll.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah. Got
It's
it.
if you alone do the same skill roll 2 days in a row.
But if you did spirit day 1 and then day 3, you're fine.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Is that all checking out?
I mean, sure, you made it up.
Yep. I'm with it.
I just want to make sure everybody's with it. I am adding, because it always comes up and I've never had clarified rules for it. I have clarified rules for you to assist each other as well. If you are assisting another character in their role, you can reduce the difficulty of that role by the helping character's applicable ability score. And we're going to roll that forward for pretty much the rest of the game when we're assisting people on checks. So let's say Venehn is doing let me do a different example. Let's say Yasmera is doing like a cunning cryptography check or something. If Carter wants to help, you reduce the difficulty of that check by an amount equal to Carter's cunning, which means you can't help you won't help somebody as much on doing something you're bad at. I found that in the book somewhere. I'm bringing it into canon here. The last thing that I'll add here is one extra helpful thing I've given for you, but it is risk. There are 2 additional bonuses that are available to you, both that come from Wolf and Akant. Both of them have the ability to give you an automatic to essentially automatically succeed once and give you 8 points towards one sub-objective. You can just use Akant or use Wolf in then their respective categories, because one is helping with kind of one objective, another is helping with another. And they will just automatically succeed, and they'll give you 8 points towards it. The trade-off there, though, is that for the amount of days that there are left in this arc, in these out of those 7 days, I roll a number of d6s equal to those days, and if I roll a 1 on any of them, it fully resets your progress.
So if we want them to help, we have to have them help on the very last day, but if we fuck it up, then we're screwed.
Essentially, the way I've balanced that is their help becomes more likely to work as the week goes on, but your ability to recover from failure becomes less and less likely. So you could day 1 say, all right, we're just going to have them both do it. There's a really slim chance it's going to work, but we might just get 8 free points right now if we just roll the dice and see what happens. Or you can wait till the last day, roll 1d6 and risk losing everything that you've built up over the entire week with no ability to recover from it. So just a little gamble, little devil's bargain that I wanted to throw in there for y'all. But yeah, that's it. That's this chapter. So I didn't want to make it too easy on y'all. But like I said before, thwarting the Kunari assassination, because I want to probably take some time, and you're probably going to want to discuss out of character, like what you want to target, what you want to go after, what you want to focus on, because all of these I have laid out what will happen if you succeed and what will happen if you fail. I'm not going to tell you what that's going to be until we get there. Failure on any of these subjects doesn't mean the arc's over. It doesn't mean y'all lose and the divine dies or Wolf dies and stuff. It just means it's going to be really tough on you in the end. Versus succeeding is going to help you a lot. But thwarting the Kunari assassination plan will go best if you can accomplish both sub-objectives. Saving Wolf can be done by accomplishing one of the 2 sub-objectives. Sub-objective 1 gives you the ability to find the crows where they're at and hit them before they get to Wolf. Sub-objective 2 gives you the home field advantage, and you can fortify the hell out of the Red Jenny and fight them when they come to kill you. So
And what about option 3 of we fake Arlo's death?
you fake Arlo's death. That's not going to change the fact they're going to still probably kill Wolf and and all of you. That from what Wolf had told you, Wolf did not do their job. Wolf fucked up and saved Arlo and has been on the run for years now. They're not just going to let that slide. The only way they're going to is if Wolf comes quietly. The only way that all of you are spared is if they can take Wolf quietly back to the House of Graves. And for those not as familiar with Dragon Age lore, that is a one-way trip. Which I guess if you're not familiar with Dragon Age lore, is still called the House of Graves. I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory.
Raves.
So,
I thought you said the House of Raves.
the House of Raves, yeah.
Oh man, we'll just send him there. It'll have a great time.
I heard grapes and I was like, I love grape.
Aired Braves.
Going to Boston. That's pretty bad when you think about it. So.
The Braves are Atlanta.
Oh.
If y'all want, I can post those too,
Atlanta's
so you
better.
can understand
Yeah,
how
Atlanta's
all this works. I do have this all written down, so
That would be exquisite.
Yes.
cool. Let me do that real quick. Just need to take out what happens for each of these if you succeed or fail. Because that would ruin the fun.
I can post what I wrote if you're worried about it. Although
Oh no,
I don't know how good I did spelling.
I've got it. I wasn't gonna leave y'all in the lurch and not have this all written down ahead of time. Okay. I think that is
They
everything.
said, knowing full well that at the beginning of this, they said, you might want to write these down.
Yeah, I mean for your own purposes, but because my summary here might not cover everything that I've said.
I hate how OneNote won't just post fucking text.
Sorry.
I mean, that's not your fault. You didn't build OneNote. I just hate it. It makes me so irritated. Like, why? Why do you think this is what I want?
All right. Those are the rules here. And y'all are free to discuss however you wish.
There is something I would like to point out. However, I do not wish to seem callous.
Well, you're not saying you never did come off callous at all, Carter, so this is a safe space.
Thank you. There is one objective amongst these that is more important than the others, if the Witch of the Wilds is to be believed. That does not mean that I wish for Wolf to be killed or for our home to be destroyed and us to flee as a best case, worst case scenario. But if, for a moment, the fate of Thedas is in our hands, the life of the Divine must be saved.
It is pretty important, and if this is the big destiny thing that they told us about, I think this decision might be in the hands of Yasmera for this.
I don't see why that would be. All of our lives are threatened.
Well, yes, all of our lives are threatened, but this one affects you the closest. I mean, I would say that you have more of a insider mind on how we can navigate this.
If my father's right, and on the subject of my mother, do mostly trust his forethought. My mother will come to me tomorrow. She will attempt to enlist my aid in subcapacity in the city. Does that mean she's going to come here and spill all of her plans? Absolutely not. However, if I can get her to at least somewhat believe that I'm on board with this situation, we may glean at least a little bit more information on their movements and their plans. And that is something I am willing to do.
All right then. So I guess we kind of know what we should be focusing on.
If I had a chance to save Eckert, I would take it. Do you want one or more of us to investigate the crows while you speak with your mother?
We're not just going to let Wolf die.
Wolf is an important asset as well. Losing their abilities would prove imprudent.
Dang, you must really care about this guy. Fuck, I never heard you get that descriptive and emotional about someone before.
I think Carter steps on Garrus's foot on that one.
Wolf is our friend.
The key to this will be quite the balancing act. I would agree, Garas. If we must put a weight to these imperatives, from what we understand, obviously saving the life of the Divine should be of the utmost importance. We also cannot do that if we are dead.
So we won't get dead.
Ideally, yes.
We're good at that.
I mean,
So
we're
far,
promising.
I'd say we are batting a decent average.
None of us have ever died.
Not once.
I got really close that one time. Like, extremely close.
You should be dead.
But I'm destined for greater things.
Yes.
I've not forgotten. Venehn has that tattooed somewhere on their body now.
Oh yeah. It was like a poke and stick. Yeah.
I was imagining like big scrawling, like
No, it's like one of them
early 2000s.
one of
like,
those Instagram girl
Tribal
like
flames.
rib
Yeah.
tattoos.
Okay.
And it like turns into a flock of birds.
At the end, yeah, it does.
Naturally.
It's the first time Venen's ever gotten a tattoo where he got to decide what it was.
Oh.
Yeah, make fun of me now.
I will.
That got me. My mother will visit at some point tomorrow, if my father's intelligence is to be believed. And I will be meeting with my father afterwards.
I'm assuming this
To-
is not going to be like a we should make tea for your mom kind of thing.
We should pretend as if we had no idea she was arriving. Let her think she has the upper hand. And by no accounts, honestly, should we know that she's here.
Great. I'm a great liar.
Easy enough. Okay, while you were doing that, what should the rest of us be doing?
If you are all open to helping with Wolf's situation, what are you more comfortable with? Bringing them to us? Or going to them?
I mean,
Alright.
if I
Don't know
thought...
where.
Well, we'd have to find her. It's not
Yeah.
going to be easy considering she's like Queen Crow or whatever. We could do it. In theory. But our best bet would not be to fight them. It would be to try to talk her out of it. And I've talked a lot of people out of a lot of things. Into a lot of other things.
Into things, yes.
Out of a lot of clothes, that kind of thing. But I'm not sure I could convince her. Bringing
I
them
could-
here is a little spicier. Have you
Risky.
do you guys ever see that great play Home Alone?
Oh yeah, we went to saw that play like a couple of years ago.
Right?
Yeah.
We could like really just Home Alone this shit.
Oh, we could totally pull a Home Alone.
I still
we-
find it unlikely that a man could receive a brick to the skull from that far up and live.
Not to mention several just blatant blows to the back
And the
upon
fire.
frozen
Oh, and the burning
ice.
hand.
Yeah.
The electricity.
Yeah.
Having
Yeah,
been struck by electricity myself, I can tell you it's extremely painful. And
No,
your
both of those men
skeleton does
should-
not light
should-
up
They
like
should have been
Yeah.
dead.
They're
at,
the
like-
wet bandits. I like them. I think they're funny.
Joking aside,
Oh, I'm super not joking.
I do not wish to see our home turned into a battleground.
No.
I would rather take the fight to them.
I am with Carter on this. This is our home.
This is the home for others as well.
You want to fight the Antivan Crows on their home turf?
No. But I do not want the people that work for us to be harmed, killed, for their jobs to be, their livelihoods to be destroyed for our...
We know they're coming. We're
livelihoods.
not going to have everyone here. I'm not going to ask Reggie to fight. We're ridiculous. We need him.
But
Reggie pulls out a shotgun from behind the counter.
No, Reggie.
Reggie, no.
You're retired.
Reggie, no! Reggie, put it down. Down.
One
What's
last
the-
job.
Reggie, you washed the stains off your hands already. You don't want to stain them up again.
I'm just saying we know this place and we know the ins and outs of it and we know we can get our people out. We know when they're coming. We could have most of them dead before they even walk through the door.
I suppose the crows are unlikely to be traveling with siege engines. I just keep thinking of Hosberg.
These aren't Darkspawn.
No, but they are dangerous.
I'm
I
gonna
would
let y'all do
argue
most
just
of your
as.
planning. I'm gonna let y'all do most of your planning without me trying to push one way or another. But I will remind you that if you defend the Red Jenny, you'll be doing that on the same night that you're dealing with the Kunari. Just as a reminder.
Which is splitting forces, right?
Not. You'd have
Unless
to find out
we-
more information to know whether it's gonna happen at the exact same time, but it'll at least be the same day. And you won't have as much time to recover, probably. But you don't know exactly when either of these plans is going to be taking place. That would be part of this intelligence gathering.
If we can stop one group or the other before as early into the 7 days as possible, we will have more time to consider how to solve the other half of the equation, as it were.
A lot of time to prepare a single building.
Okay, so we could work on preparing fortifying the bar while we're also finding out any information about this, because we do need to know the exact time and date when everything is going down. If we don't, we're just going to be spitting into the wind.
We need a timeline.
Yes.
And if we have this sit down with if you have this sit down with your mother, we could get a nice rough estimate.
I will try to get as much information from her as I can, but I also can't push too much.
Pick Wolf's brain about how the crows usually do things.
I would say at this point, you might be better suited to that.
I can do it. It's going to be easier than, finding Queen Crow's planner or whatever.
Suppose I could speak to other bards, see if they know anything. People talk. Even
in
crows
which matter?
talk. Finding out
The
any
crows.
information where the crows are at. I mean, yeah, they're crows and everything, but you get anyone full of libations and relaxed enough, they talk.
Would it be worth it to try and warn the Chantry of any of this activity?
If we can find something that will make them take us seriously.
Would a Grey Warden who fought on the front line be good enough?
For the Chantry sisters, I don't know. Respected noblemen might do the trick.
I think I could do something with that.
I'm Carter's right
Car-
here.
Oh, that too, yeah.
We could do both. From what I am told, Garas can be charming.
Oh, I try.
He tries. A united front between a devout noble family and the Grey Wardens. It's hard to ignore. They're still going to need proof.
Something concrete.
The Chantry only really deals with prophecies that are coming from the mouth of Andraste, and as far as I'm aware, she's like super dead. So, or like in heaven, I don't remember. The chants are boring.
Perhaps with the assistance of Ty, I could go out at night as the Wyvern. If I could find a Kunari, we might be able to extract knowledge of credible proof directly from their minds and make them forget ever having seen us.
Okay. And if you can get that good concrete evidence from their brains?
We take that to the Chantry.
If it doesn't work, you'll have to kill them. There's no other way that they won't take that information directly to my mother.
And probably don't tell the Chantry that, like, brain magic was involved.
Of course. Yasmera, how does that make you feel?
A lot has happened in about the past 20 minutes, so you're going to need to be more specific.
You brought it up. That if I am unable to get the information from them or make them forget, that we will have to kill them. Yasmera, I understand and appreciate your close-heartedness, but in this situation, we are acting at your behest.
If I wasn't here, then this prophecy would have been divined upon someone else. So I don't see it that way. I'm just one person.
The person. And it did not happen another way. What if is a dangerous question when irreparable choices have been put upon you. Would you have me do this? Ty's methods are painful.
We have a mission. So do they. If we want us to succeed, you may not have a choice.
You know, this is like important and everything in Yasmera. We are taking their feelings into account, but they are trying to murder like a little girl.
I understand.
It's not, this is not like she's like 14 or something. I think that sort of changes the landscape a little bit.
He's 21 at this point. Just
Okay, whatever. She's little. Last
just
time
wanna
we
be-
saw her,
I'm
she
not
was
gonna try
little.
I just want to be clear. I'm not going to kill a child. I will kill a 21-year-old.
No, you're not
It's-
gonna kill a
it's
child
more-
because we're gonna freaking save her.
It's
Sorry.
more the fact that she's someone who is much younger than us, and she has a full life ahead of her. We don't want to take that from her.
I suppose to answer your question, Carter. This is our mission. I'm not singling myself out in this, so I don't expect you to do it either.
And no offense, but I'm pretty sure they'd kill Yasmera in a heartbeat.
I agree with all of that. I do not think it is a matter of ethics. The ethics are clear. And I will do what must be done, as we all will.
So, tomorrow, I inevitably will meet with my mother. Carter, you'll endeavor to find some usable, actionable information that we could take to the Chantry. And we begin initial reconnaissance into figuring out where the crows are harbored within the city at the moment. And then perhaps some fortifications to home.
Sounds like a plan.
Pretty good one too. Like a good 90% of a plan. Don't worry, Yasmera. We're gonna do this.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, we've done so much before already. This is like,
We've done crazier things
Tuesday.
not on our home turf.
yeah.
We know this place.
Worrying is why I'm still alive. But thank you.
I thought it was your crossbow.
Oh, didn't I tell you? I named it Worry.
Should have named it like Murderator 3000.
Yeah, Worry seemed cheeky. What? I can be cheeky.
No,
Mm,
no,
mm.
All right then.
never seen it. Usually when everyone's being cheeky, you just take a drink and go hide.
She takes a drink and goes to hide.
So,
See?
hmm,
Said see?
and scene. Let's go ahead and move forward to the next to dawn of the first day then. Yes, you know that your mother will probably be showing up at some point. We could go ahead and do that, but I kind of want to know what everybody is getting up to on this first and pivotal day. I did take the time to create a super sophisticated diagram to show
Whoa,
how many points
it's
you'll
incredible.
have.
It's color coded and everything.
I know. This will make
Oh,
it
dang.
easier for y'all to keep track of how far you are from achieving any of the given objectives.
Chat, do you want to see the incredible list?
This is such a great list, y'all. This is so organized
I
and high
know.
quality.
I spent a long time doing it.
Look at it. No, I can't scroll that far over. Just gonna have to believe me.
I can move it.
Yeah, move it over.
Intercept Talus, convince the Chant, find and stop her,
Yeah,
and
perfect.
defend the Red.
Incredible. Incredible organizational skills.
I really overdid it. So yeah, this will help y'all at least give a visual indicator. It'll help me too for how much y'all have achieved. But yeah, who's doing what today?
I mean, Wyvern's going to go scoop some brains.
Okay.
Garas is going to gather information at taverns and pubs.
Okay. Venehn, any thoughts yet, or do you want to hold off?
I think Venehn is going to put the network, the thievies, the little thievies, and their little thievy hands to work.
Yeah.
Gathering things to start booby trapping the hell out of the Red Jenny.
Okay. Then let's who wants to go first? You want to start with Yaz's scene? We got about 3 minutes to take a break, so yeah, I mean, we got time for that. Want to go ahead and just
Y'all.
rip the band-aid off that.
Let's do it.
All right.
All right.
Okay. Business as usual the next day at the Red Jenny. You have a couple of clients coming in looking to some making purchase orders for their establishments in the city, some looking for shipments to some of the surrounding townships, and then some people coming in for to have a drink at the pub. Overall, it's pretty quiet, middle of the day, not a lot of foot traffic coming in. And I imagine a lot of you have already gone off to like begin the early workings of whatever it is that you are going to be getting up to. Yeah, I was obviously staying at the bar, knowing what's going to happen at some point today and not wanting to but at least not trying to be obvious about it.
No, just working. Probably not even working, like probably working downstairs in the office so that when big burly Kunaris walk in, she has to go be fetched.
Yeah. I think around middle of the day, probably just around noon. You can hear the sounds of it's hard from down here. It's like pretty well like the foundations of this building are pretty secure, and you don't have like the floorboards of the main hall right overhead, but you can generally kind of hear when people are coming in and out of the tavern, and you begin to hear some footsteps like in the kitchen. Like a couple times today you've heard footsteps in the kitchen. I imagine kind of like freezing up for a second, like somebody coming down here, and they move off somewhere else and you wait. But around this time, you hear calm footsteps heading into the kitchen once again, and then heading to the stairs. And just when you're probably realizing this is it, you hear a knock at the door to the office, and you hear Reggie's voice. It says, Yasmera, seems that you have visitors.
Come in.
Reggie opens the door and says, I've left them waiting in the dining area. Do you wish for me to bring them down to the office, or would you like to go up and speak with them in person?
To make this as authentic as possible, Reggie, if you had no idea what was happening right now, what would you tell me in this moment?
I would tell you you have visitors that wish to speak with you.
And I would ask you if you've ever seen them before, what they look like.
Would say two rather imposing Kunari. And no, I've not seen them before.
I will go up and see them for myself, and then will, yes, most likely bring them down into the office.
I will carry on with my daily tasks then. Right.
Don't worry, you'll be getting a raise, if this place is still intact.
Well, let's just hope that I'm the one getting a raise and the building isn't getting a raise.
Always did enjoy your wordplay, Reggie.
That's why I do my daily crosswords, and heads up into the establishment.
Reggie plays Jungle confirmed.
Yeah, so Yasmera, you just head straight upstairs.
Fixes her hair, lets him wait a minute, goes upstairs.
You do. As you head out into the main room, scan over. Not a lot of people in here, but over in the corner, like where Venehn was sitting the other night, in the corner of the building, off to the side for the main entrance, you catch sitting at a table two very large figures, one of which is facing you in your direction, and you see Null, who I don't think you've seen in a couple of years now.
Not since I threw a bag at him, no.
Yeah. And facing away from you, but easily identified as her silhouette is very familiar. You see the towering form of your mother.
Deep breath, steels herself, walks over.
As you do, Null stands up and like acknowledges you with like the briefest like nods, but Null walks out of the building, leaving the chair open for you.
He learned his lesson.
Does not sit, but openly says, I don't believe that we have the shipment that you're looking for, but if you'd like to join me in my office, we can discuss a special order.
Your mother turns to look at you. She looks the same as the last time you saw her. I mean, 2 years isn't much time. She is has that cool, like icy look behind a very hardened expression that softens just slightly for a feigned look of cordial pleasantness, or to exchange pleasantries. And she turns to look up at you and says, "The inside of your bar is so nice, though. Why not stay up here? I might have a drink."
Oh, my General Select is downstairs. I'm sure you'd think everything else is swill anyway.
All right, then. We'll play that way. And she scoots heavily up, a chair leaving marks across the floor as she scoots back and stands, standing about half a foot taller than you, and she motions with a kind of a sarcastic wave and says, "Please, after you. I do not know my way around, after all."
And I know better than to give you my back. This way.
All right. And she follows your directions down through the kitchens to the stairs and down to the office below. And as she ducks inside and you step in behind her, closing the door, she doesn't seem like, at no point does she seem concerned that you are any threat to her, that she is in any sort of danger. She gladly presents her back to you and heading down every hallway as you direct
I shank her. No, I'm kidding. Okay.
She does not, but yeah, she heads into this office and it's like dark and I imagine it's like well furnished in here, but obviously no like external lighting or anything. You're underground. And so she goes, I think she takes a seat. I imagine you probably have an extra chair in here or something too. She immediately sets down and at kind of creaking underneath her, across her legs, says, "Well, probably more pleasant than our last reunion. You invited me to see more of your business. I thought you were a student. Why are you owning a business anyway?"
Doesn't respond, just goes into the corner, grabs a very nice port. It's been a couple of years, so I feel like we've got at least a decently aged port at this point.
Sure.
Pours a glass for herself, pours one for her mom.
She takes it, takes a sip of it before waiting for you to kind of like tastes it a bit on her tongue. She says, "Well, I will give you this. It's not the first bottle I've had of your vintage. It's not bad. Not bad at all."
Vineyards are an investment. The best of your product won't arrive for several years.
Well, I understand something about investments, obviously. That's why you're here. So, let me ask you this. Last time I spoke, I asked if you had seen your father. I'll ask you the same thing. Again. When was the last time you saw a Count?
When you both left me 16 years ago.
I'm going to have you make a communication deception check. This will not count as your roll for this test. I don't think we established like what kind of check you're making yet. But this will influence other things. And I will pull up her character sheet.
Do I gain any respect from my mother being a being what am I now? Let me look this up. Being a wealthy merchant queen now? Does my influence modifier work
Oh,
here?
right. I'll say sure in this because I don't think I'm going to give it to y'all for most of these checks, but I'll give it to you on this one.
I do. If I was there, I would ask Yasmera's mom, "How long you think people go to school?"
I do not know. I do
I
not
thought
know
you were a
how long
student
school lasts in this.
for 16 years. Starting at 16 years old, you think
Listen,
she's
when
still
I take people to school, they usually die after. So
she's still a student, huh?
Okay. That is a 654.
oh, nice.
However, since I'm getting the influence anyway, I am going to use my Key of Orzammar
Mhm.
because the 5 is on my dragon die.
Okay.
I'm going to subtract 1 from my dragon die and give myself a 644 so that I
Okay.
can get some stunt points.
And what was the total for your roll?
So that's 14 plus 6 is 20 plus the 1 is a 21.
So what do you want to spend your stunt points on?
Also, if I failed that roll, I am allowed to roll it again.
You did not.
Beautiful. I have 4. I'm not flirting with my mother. That is disgusting.
That would be weird. I'd
yeah.
have to draw a line on that one.
Yeah, no, 100%. Let's see. This seems appropriate. Tower of Will. Your success gives you a sense of your own brilliance and strength of character. For the rest of this current exchange, I get a +1 bonus to any opposed tests where they try to put me at an emotional disadvantage, intimidation, impressing, bargaining, etc.
I'm muted. Yeah, that'll be very appropriate. So keep.
I wish I had that against my real mom.
Right?
I don't think she watches the channel
I
anymore.
stunted.
But just in case, just kidding.
Okay, wonderful. She seems. I wouldn't even say like your mom never really relaxes. But she
Where do you
doesn't.
think I learned it from?
I learned it from watching you.
Yo. She is she doesn't push any further. And I think your mom's tells more enough like to know that she believed what you said, or at least couldn't get a good enough read on you to determine whether it was true or false. So she drops the issue. She says, "Good. Well, not so good. I would have enjoyed it better if you had seen them and could point me in this direction. But is what it is." So,
Well, at least you kept your word in that regard. You haven't bothered me until this.
and you have not asked yet why I'm here.
I would assume it's to help you kill my father and your former husband.
Oh no.
Am I wrong?
No, not yet. No, not right now. I have not had any more luck than you into finding a card, so I will. I'm here on different business. Bakun has deigned our next assignment, and it will be here in the city. So, you will assist in this matter when the time comes.
Oh, I will.
Yes. I do not have the option of leaving you out of it. If I show you special treatment and do not enlist my own daughter, who I myself positioned here within the city, it would not look good on either of us. So Unfortunately, as much as I would rather not get you involved in this, I will have to.
You swore to me.
My oath as Ben Hassarath supersedes that. As I said, I would not involve you in this if I had any other choice. But if I do not, they will either brand you or myself or both Talvashoth, and our lives will be forfeit. Mira, if I had any other choice, I would not involve you.
You forget I know your Tell's mother. Fine. I told you had one more job. This is it. You can rush into the folly of former lovers attempting to kill each other with my father on your own.
I will also try to keep you out of that if I have the ability, but once again, our duty to the Kun is it's more
Your duty.
important. Our. You are Ben Hassarath. You are Kunari.
One of those things is true.
You cannot be one and not the other and be living here. If you do not wish to be Ben Hassarath, you may return to the homeland. Find a husband and settle down. You only have those options. The only reason you are here is because I have assigned you the rank of Ben Hassarath.
Why did you go back?
What do you mean?
Were you unhappy with father?
Your father and I were misguided. I was blind to my purpose. I returned for all of our sake, and I hoped he would do the same. He was not. It is unfortunate, for I did love him once. But he has turned his back on our people, on our way, and our creed.
You turned your back on him.
I wish you could understand, and perhaps you have spent too long here. I do not know, but I have a soft spot for you, regardless. And I know you have no love for the Kunari. And I know you have no love for me and what I have done. But this is the only way. You are either with our people or you are against them. Your father is against them.
All right. You are blind to your purpose.
One day I will not be around to keep you safe. Another will take my place. And they will not give you the options of which missions to take and which to not.
What do you require of me, Talus?
She sort of like sits up a bit straighter, and taking on her more like official posture at that name, and says, "Nothing for now. The mission will take place in 7 days. I'll reach out to you before then, or now will if we need your assistance. But if all goes smoothly, then I will come and find you, and you will be briefed on the day that it is to take place."
What is it?
An assassination.
Of who?
The divine Rosamond.
On who in the bloody hell's orders?
It does not matter. I received my mission. I do not question why and how.
She's a child.
She is the divine and the head of the chantry. Her death, also turmoil. It will give us many opportunities as a result.
Us? This was
We
given
cannot-
from on high?
Yes. I do not question the will of the Archon. Salet presented this to me, and I do my task. As I understand, this is an order from the Aragoons themselves.
How do you do this? This isn't faith. This is blind allegiance.
I am not going to get another philosophical debate with you, Yasmera. What you call blind allegiance, I call faith. I am not blinded as long as I follow the tenets of my faith.
Get out. I'll see you at the briefing. She sits down and just drinks her port.
She nods and leaves without another word. We didn't get into. I was debating whether there's anything. Did you want to make that Yaz's action for today? I'm fine with saying if Yaz wants to do something else specifically, we can get into that. But
I mean, that's fine. I lowered the dragon, but that's fine. It's still a 4. Sure.
oh no, I meant like if we wanted to do like since we didn't really Yaz didn't push for information on that. The deception wouldn't count towards it, but if there's anything Yaz wants to gather information on for her action today, or we can retroactively, if you think you want to call something else from that interaction, we can do another roll as part of it. Empathy or something, if you wanted to try to get a read on her, understand more about it, but or like I said, if you want to let the others go and then Yaz can follow up and something else for her official action towards furthering the your objectives.
Yeah, let someone else go and maybe she'll just fucking nail Null to the ground and get more info later.
Okay. Works. Okay. Who wants to take the first action for today then?
I'll go.
All right. Actually, I realize we're at time. Let's do a break, and then we'll do yours when we
Why
come
do you
back.
always do this to me?
I'm sorry.
Did I do something?
No.
Have I committed a crime against
No,
Skyrim and her people?
Yeah, you have. No, it's just me doing a bad job.
Let me
of
run and
time
hide in a
management.
bush for 5 minutes and they'll forget.
We'll do Venehn when we get back, because I realized we're coming right up against where we normally take our break. So thank you everyone out there for watching. We will be back in a few minutes to continue and conclude our session. In the meantime, do break stuff, get some water, stretch, eat a snack, whatever you need to do. And we'll be back here very shortly. So until then, stay tuned. And welcome back, Internet. Thanks for hanging out with us while we took our break. We are going to jump right back in and continue our game here today. So where we left off, the Yasmera had just finished a rather tense conversation with her mother, and the other members of
The only type of conversation they can have.
It
Yeah.
seems like it.
Whenever y'all write parental trauma in your games, I just really lean into it. I always feel bad about it.
It's one of the most effective kinds.
Right. It's relatable. So the other members of the Friends of Red Jenny are off doing some investigative things too. So I think Venehn, you wanted to jump in and do yours. You wanted to start setting up some Kevin McAllister traps.
Yeah, I
using
wanna
children from the neighborhood.
Well, I have an actual network of thieves in case you have forgotten that I was
I know,
pretty
and I
competent.
assume they were children from the neighborhood.
Some of them are children from the neighborhood.
One of them is just Kevin McAllister making that canon.
He's from the alienage.
Yeah. It's like KEH apostrophe VEN.
Yeah. McAllister, I'm not even gonna try.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That,
a
oddly
little guy.
enough, spelled the same.
Yeah,
So,
it's just
Yeah.
McAllister. Yeah, I want to start making a plan and gathering supplies and getting ready.
You'll be happy to know that I wrote in as one of the success advantages for you
Uh-huh.
for defending Red Jenny is putting traps in the Red Jenny.
You knew I was gonna.
I know y'all well enough to know what you were going to want to do
You
with
knew.
this one. So yeah. So what is this? I guess how are you putting out the word? Like, is there someone you go talk to? Do you have like a number 2 or something?
Yeah, it's Kevin fucking McAllister.
All right, fine.
That's
Go to
when
the
I
alien.
need the neighborhood children to commit petty crimes. I go to Kevin.
you
Kevin
go
knows what
find
he's about.
Kevin in the in the alien, and he goes, "Hey, sup, boss?
How are you doing?
Oh, making money. Like you see like somebody walks past and just kind of like brushes it against him and then like flips a coin in the air and catches it, like kinks it with his teeth and then tosses it into a bag.
Kevin, you're better than that.
No, I'm not.
You could be making so
Just-
much more money.
I'm just seeing Maul from Baldur's Gate 3. That's all I'm seeing
Yeah,
right now.
that's all I'm
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm just imagining like little ratty haired elven boy wearing some just like rags clothing, couple of scars, has an eye patch but has an eye,
Just likes
like
the
just
eye
wears the eye
patch.
patch, so just likes
I
the
gave
eye
him the
patch.
eye patch for his
Switches
last
the eye
birthday.
when it gets uncomfortable.
Yeah, he wears it for the reason that pirates it like goes
Yeah,
into a
the
dark place,
practical,
switches
the
it
other
over.
practical reason.
Yeah.
All right, Kevin,
What's up?
we've got a job,
Yes.
and it's probably the biggest job ever.
Who am I killing?
Well, no killing today. This is preparation for future killing.
I'll take it.
Okay. I need you guys to do something for me. Coming up with a plan. We're going to have some guests at the Red Jenny in a few days. Do you remember when I took you guys to see Home Alone?
Eyes light up. I can't believe we're making this canon. Eyes light because yes.
We're going to do a Home Alone.
Yes.
Okay, so I need your best, I need your brightest, I need your smartest ideas, and I need the stuff to implement them.
Okay. Let me get some stuff ready. Hold right here.
Okay.
And he ducks into a cellar beside, like throws the doors open, and so you begin to hear like the sound of like construction, like dun, 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 like all sorts of like like sawing. You hear like something like clap, and then he goes, "Ow, god damn!"
Hey, language.
Gosh, maker, darn it. And starts gets through like goes through that whole rigmarole for the next like 10 or 15 minutes until finally says, all right, you can come down.
Okay.
And you get down there and he's like, all right, let me show you what I came up with. Some of these I've been working on ahead of time. So you remember the in the play where the cans fell from the ceiling and like on the lines and stuff. Well, like that's not gonna do, like they didn't kill anyone, and if you're gonna kill someone, it needs to be heavier. So I rigged up chains with steel boxes at the end of it, and if you step there and he like takes a big stick and pokes it into a spot on the floor, and and these big like steel like crates go swinging down from the rafters just
Where did you
an
get
inch away
those?
from the floor, and then slams into the wall and says
I'm
see,
trying to figure out how Kevin little McAllister installed a pressure plate.
don't
Look,
question
He
it.
works for me.
Yeah, ingenuity and creativity.
That was fast.
Let them cook.
I'm just
Oh no, he
impressed.
definitely
That's all, I'm
already had
impressed.
that.
And then we've got the rest of it. I've got some bear traps under the carpet. I've got
Okay.
some alchemist fire that's rigged up above, like in a bucket above the
Okay, we
the
can't
door
have
when they
fire
walk in.
inside.
Well, you're limiting my options, but okay, no fire.
Sorry, we have to continue to have a.
Acid,
Will it eat through the floor?
if it gets on the floor.
We can replace the carpet.
Awesome. Okay, no fire. Acid. It starts going around showing you different things. This is all meaningless, but he has a lot of fun with it.
This is not meaningless. This means a lot to me.
And yeah, it goes through a bunch of little like convoluted and incredibly deadly traps that he's set up in this basement to show off to you.
Okay. Give me a list.
Of
The things we need.
Oh, yeah, right. And
People you want
starts-
to kill, Kevin.
it could have been either one. And
So
we'll
just
make
give me
you a list.
both.
So, what kind of chat? Like, what is almost said Harlow? What is Venon's?
Harlow's not here.
What is Venon's role in this? Like, what is Venon gonna do?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I guess like so if I'm using my little meaning in stature network for this like gathering, I don't know, is this a persuasion maybe?
Could be. I mean, it's really just how you want to swing it. Like, I don't know if you want to roll your own trap making, if you have that as a focus to do to be setting them up. If you want to be relying on the others and kind of giving some orders to your network, it could be persuasion, it could be leadership.
Wait, don't I have something for this? Sorry, it's been a minute.
It's all good.
I thought I had a thing. Maybe I'm thinking of a stunt. Not that one.
I don't know if the stuff I gave you last week or last session is gonna.
No, it's something I did before that let me like temporarily be good at a thing. But I don't remember what it was. Maybe it was a stunt I did. Hang on. I should have looked at this before.
It's all good.
Ah, what was it? Damn it.
Was it like an elven feature or?
It was a thing. I did it once before, and I was able to give myself like temporarily a skill that I didn't have.
Hmm.
And I did it for traps, and I don't remember how I did it.
I don't know if I click around your sheet if it's gonna.
Was it your your thief skill of when you for trap making or something?
I don't.
Or was that Yasmera?
No, I don't have trap making. Yasmera has traps. Ollie, that's pierce armor. What the fuck was it? I don't remember.
Let's see.
I'm mad that I don't remember.
I'm gonna click through some of your stuff real quick.
Yeah, that's. I mean, if I can't find it, I can't find it. I'm almost positive it was a stunt.
I mean, it sounds cool.
Bye-bye! I found it.
Oh,
It's an exploration stunt. Resources at hand. Choose a focus you don't have that falls under the same ability test you're making. That's what it was last time.
Okay.
Is that it has to be a focus.
But it's a stunt.
It's when you're making a check. You can, when you make that check, if you stunt, you can give yourself temporarily a skill under that same attribute that you don't have. Okay, sorry. I found it.
So what do you want to use for this one, though?
I guess I'm gonna call this persuasion, because this is like the gathering. This is my gathering of resources stage, and I'm trying to do it cleanly and not get caught later with like a Home Depot receipt for a bunch of bear traps and get arrested.
Yeah. And I think, don't you get a plus bonus for ordering people in your crew? The Scourge of Nobility.
Enemies suffer a -3 penalty to morale and courage test.
Oh, that's with enemies, not with
enemies.
people in your crew. Okay.
No.
Okay, well let's do
I
persuasion.
can receive
Luckily,
a bonus of +2 in persuading, intimidating, or bargaining with that class of enemies.
yeah, but that's with enemies. You're working with
These
your
are not
friends
my
right now.
enemies.
Okay, so we can do persuasion, communication, and luckily this one is a low difficult. So target number is only 15
Mhm.
for this, so it's not terribly hard.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and make your roll. And I assume you're doing this for defend the red Jenny.
Yeah. No. This is for the chantry.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna booby trap the whole chantry. Oh, rolled pretty good. $16.
All right, you got it. What'd you got on the dragon die?
6.
Damn. All right. All right. That's 6 out of 15 for defend the red Jenny. And you have successfully begun to requisition some booby traps for the building. And Kevin McAllister is in his workshop in full force with an army
All
of
his training has led up to this moment.
sadistic children.
They are not. They're not bad kids. They're just criminals.
They bad, just that they're sadistic.
Kind of has a connotation, I would say.
But yeah, you succeed on that.
Yay.
So good job.
Crime.
Awesome. Who next?
I'll go next.
What you got, Garas?
Garas is going to head to one of the taverns that he performs at regularly that isn't Red Jenny.
Okay.
And he makes a show of it when he comes in. Like, he kicks down to the door of the tavern, and he kicks out the door of the tavern wearing his usual, like, garish outfit. No shirt, just a coat, leather pants, sword on the back. He kicks down the door, and when he kicks out the door, he yells, "Whose house is this?" And everyone responds with, "Garas's house." And he bows and walks into the tavern and, like, heads to a table and kicks up his feet.
Okay. So you're trying to like gather. You said you were trying to gather information at your local, at your Cheers
Yeah.
inspired bar.
And I think the way he gathers information is he wants to get people relaxed, get people full of libations in them, so, you know, loose lips sink ships kind of thing.
Okay. Let's go on a roll and then we'll play out how well this goes.
Okay.
So which one are you going towards?
I would like to use musical lore.
Okay.
So I can play music to rally up the crowd into getting party and loose and drunk.
Okay. And which objective are you targeting?
I am going for the find and stop crows.
Okay, so you're specifically trying to kind of loosen things up in here to maybe get some information on anyone that might know, like, if they've heard any rumorings of an elite group of assassins camping outside the city.
Yeah.
Okay.
Question though.
Yes.
Question. So here's my next question. Because I have the title of Master of the Blades, which means that people know the character is known to be a swordsman. They breathe +1 bonus or positive or negative social interactions with those who respect such mastery. Could that go towards me trying to sway the crowd since they know me like that?
I'll say sure.
Okay.
So the different target number for this one is a 19.
All right, I got a 6 and a 5 and a 4. And that is +7. plus 15 plus 7. That is a 22.
Damn. All right.
But I only got oh shit! I got 4 stun points.
Yeah. So 4 stun points, and I will, or well, 4 on the dragon die.
Yeah, 4 on the dragon die. Yeah.
Okay. I'll add that to the tally. So you kind of like kick up at your table, begin like, so you're not really like like you're performing, but not like at like an official capacity. Like,
yeah, it's more of like he starts performing not in an official capacity, but then as more people start to listen to him, he'll like move his way over the stage and then do a full out performance.
Yeah, and it gets pretty wild in here, and as things do settle down, everyone is nice and liquored up, and you know, everybody's chatting. You're overhearing some conversations, and yeah, you hear someone at one of the bar saying like, I'm telling you, man, it was a stone cold killer that walked into the shop yesterday. I mean, I could just tell they were just. I have never felt more uncomfortable being around a soul than when they came, and then that person came in. I was just like, what are you talking about? And what made you think that? I don't know, something about the look in their eyes or the way they walked. It's just everything. They came in, bought some just normal shit, some food, and they asked a couple of questions, went directions to some places in the city. Seemed like they were out of town or something, and we just had went to pay, had these tattoos just all up his arm, just scary shit. Go ahead.
Garas kind of hears that, and he like makes his way over, and he like leans back against the bar where those two are talking. Tattoos, you say?
Oh shit. Yeah. That was a great set, by the way. Good job. This place is by far my favorite to come down since you've been performing here.
Well, you know, I like to do my best to give the public what they want, a nice rousing time, and you know, if it's little things happen every now and then that gives people joy and gets them into a little bit of fun, I take responsibility for it.
Mighty kind of you. But yeah, I mean, maybe you know something. You're pretty good with that sword, right?
I like to think so.
Do you? Hold on, let me see. And like, looks around, like reaches over the bar. There's like the barkeep has like a little ledger there with a pen and an inkwell, and like reach over the bar, like the bartender like shuts down. It's like, "Oi, what are you doing?" And says, I just need for like 1 second.
Just one
like,
second.
Takes out a piece of paper from the ledger and starts like dips in the inkwell and starts like drawing something out. It's pretty like loose. I mean, it doesn't look very specific, or it's not very good, but he sketches it out and turns it towards you and says, "See this mark? I feel like I've seen this somewhere before, like in like a book or something when I was a kid." And he shows you these kind of scribbling tattoos, but on this like kind of very crudely drawn arm, but in the center, like a little more detail, is a tattoo of a some kind of bird. He's like kind of really colored in very dark black ink.
Oh my goodness, your line work is fantastic on this, by the way.
You're being too kind of them.
Oh, really? This is great. This is great stuff. So you saw someone with this specific tattoo?
Yeah, does that mean anything to you? I swear I could place it somewhere and I didn't see it. Like I said, this was kind of a cool customer. I didn't really ask many questions, but
off the top of my head, I have heard word that maybe it could mean something, but you know what? As a favor for you, since this is obviously bothering very much, I'll look into it. How's that sound?
That'd be real nice. So just, you know, we got a lot of new folks coming in with, you know, things getting so bad outside the city. And, you know, a lot of them are good people, been in a bad situation, but it just makes me nervous that some, you know, criminal types might have made their way in as well. And last thing I want is someone scoping out my shop and coming in, busting it up. And, you know.
Don't worry about that. I mean, this city, it can be dangerous. It could be cutthroat. But whatever city is always like that. Eh? Really? But the point is this. You're doing a good job at looking out for the little guy in this city. It's gonna come back to you. Don't worry.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
But how about this? You tell me, what was one of the places this fellow was asking about?
Asked about a couple of some said it was looking for some like bed rolls and stuff, like a general supply store. Just looking for almost like camping gear, I guess, or something along those lines. I pointed him in a couple of directions. Here, I like writes down the name of a couple of shops that he pointed him in the direction of.
Sounds like they may be going camping or something, huh?
I guess so. I don't know why anyone would choose to sleep outside the city if, you know, you're already in it, but
That's it, true. But don't worry, I'll look into this. I'll figure out what's going on.
well, thanks, Garas.
No, you know what you could do right now though to help me out?
Yeah, sure.
You can buy me a drink.
Of course. Yeah, and like mushes the bartender who comes by and says, "That's gonna be extra copper for the paper too, because you did not ask for that, and that's expensive."
Copper for the paper? Come on, paper is not that scarce.
The bartender looks at you and is like, "I'm not gonna let you perform here if you try to." but like, there's that moment of like, "Son of a bitch, I'm just trying to get mine," and
He
but
puts down
shrugs it off.
3 copper and slides it over to the bartender.
Thank you. And starts heading over to pour the drinks. And yeah, so you get a little bit of information, some clues. Awesome. Cool. That's 2 people down. The knight card is
Fail this
Sebastian.
city.
You're okay, Vengeance. What do you got?
Well, I keep hitting the pull bar on my chair and dropping my seat a few feet. All right. So I think yeah, I want to try to track down a lone Kunari, but I wanted to ask, and probably like ask through Yasmera. I don't know if Sid knows, but is there anything that the Ben Hosreth would be carrying? Like something, I know they're spies, so there's probably not, I don't know. Like
How do I
sign or
identify a Ben Houseroth from like
well, I have that dowsing spell. If
Oh.
I know something that they would be carrying, or even like, you know, something unique to Kunari, like a type of clothing that they wear, or something, just something unique to them, I could at least track down a Kunari. But if there's something unique to the Ben Hosreth, that would help narrow my search significantly.
Looked for
I don't know
horns.
if Sid knows this.
I don't know if I can do a body part. I thought about doing the horns. I don't. Val, can I use?
Not all
dowsing on
followers
a-
of the Kun are Kunari.
Yeah.
So true.
They're very confusing religion.
Well, yeah, anyone that fought, well, it's like Kunari is not a race, it is a people that follow.
It's a state of mind.
Like Kunari are people that follow the like not all Kunari are like the people with horns and the tall one. Yeah, like
They are also now technically called Kunari. You can be racially Kunari. You can be culturally Kunari.
yeah.
It's like Judaism.
Yeah, that's kind of the parallel you could draw. I'm sure there's something.
Okay.
I don't want to just like I'm trying to think of what it might be, because like you said, they're spies. It's not like they're gonna have a
T-shirt.
Uniform or anything.
yeah, a uniform or a t-shirt or a friendship
Oh
bracelet.
god, like Ben Hasrat's summer camp t-shirts.
Yeah.
I joined the Ben Hosworth and all I got was this lousy T-shirt.
Exactly.
Ben Hasser's Christian Day Camp.
Let me think. Actually,
Really big boots.
I think that's just a Yasmera thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Here's one thing that may occur to Yasmera is anyone who has been Hasarath would have like it's very rarely do Ben Hasarath stay in Thetis for a significant length of time. Normally it's like short deployments because they're a religious order that serve as spies. So like, you know, like religious militant like peacekeepers that also function as like as spies outside of the country, but make sure that those like Kunarian people are following their teachings. Probably the easiest way to tell somebody who is like recently from Parvolan would be, you know, like if they were carrying any sort of like Parvolan currency or any sort of you know, maybe some like if they were carrying any Kunari religious paraphernalia, iconography.
Pocket coon.
Yeah.
So dirty.
It sounds so
That
bad.
sounds so dirty.
Does
I don't
sound
see it at
less-
all.
does
That's
it
all on
sound
y'all.
less dirty if we say it's the Arakun George version of the
It's the yeah.
I honestly don't know.
Yeah, I was doing a quick dive and to see if there might be anything else. Yeah, that might be the best way. Maybe some sort of like religious text.
Okay.
It might carry on themselves. Might be easiest to douse that. It might not take you to like somebody walking around, but it would take you to maybe like their residence or where they're staying, and then you could.
Yeah,
jump
I
off
think
of
I think Carter would don his armor, and I think he also wears like a really oversized cloak and cowl to cover up as much of the armor as possible while he's out.
Okay.
And he would tell Ty to go wait for him at his old home by the unnamed tavern, like kind of under the city a bit in those back alleyways and stuff. And then he would use the dowsing spell to hopefully go try to track somebody down that he could snarch
Okay.
up.
So you and Ty are combing the city. What kind of check do you think you want to do?
Since all my magic is like all the spells are and there's going to be a lot of spell casting I think involved in that, so do you want to do like a magic spirit?
Yeah, that works.
Cool.
And which one are you you're going towards the first objective,
Yes.
the intercept Talus objective,
Yes.
right? Okay.
Right.
And the difficulty on this one is a 17.
Jesus Christ. It's been a while. What's my bonus? Okay. I mean, it's a 21 with 4 on the dragon die.
Okay, that's very good. You succeed on that. So you and Ty, cloaked and moving through the city at night, you are casting these dowsing spells to see if you can find sort of any like Kunari talismans or religious paraphernalia, and I would say after a couple of hours, you catch something on your dowsing, and it leads you to a small apartment that is near like the edge of the city, and kind of like just near the alien edge a little bit, kind of off the beaten path. There's a lot of people that have come to the city recently that have taken up residence in some of these places, that have been able to afford to do so. And you come to this abode, and peeking in through the window, or like scouting it out, there are two Kunari gentlemen that seem to be residing in this apartment.
Okay. I think we can handle this. So his plan would be then to are there what season is it? What time of year is it?
Oh God, okay, not the question I was expecting.
No. Is it like a hot night? Might they have a cracked window?
Sure, we can go with that.
Okay, great.
I think I said it was like late spring or something, or early summer, so
Great.
If I didn't, then it is now.
Okay. Then I would fade step in through the crack in that window, and then immediately bubble one of them, open the window for Ty while fighting off the other one. By the way, I'm also not bringing my weapon because that's very identifiable. So I'd fist fighting the other one, get Ty inside, and then because I don't think they have to be subdued for his
no, and I'm not gonna
magic.
I'm gonna kind of roll this into your success from before instead of having you do another one. This is all like
I don't think we need to do it like a
ability,
combat and stuff.
No, that wouldn't be fun for me to do. Oh, let's roll initiative and have a combat encounter with you and 3 NPCs for the next 45 minutes. I think this is your wheelhouse, using magic, and Kunari are very susceptible to magic. It's not something they really train against. And I think before they even realize what's happening, you fade step in, trap one of them in the bubble. Ty comes kind of like rolling in through the window, and with a flash of this of red and this like shadowy darkness of his blood magic, you see these bindings form around the hands and feet of the Kunari, who is like thrust back into their chair. And before they begin to shout, you're able to like cover their mouth and quiet them. All of it over in an instant.
Great. Then we scoop whatever kind of credible information we can towards really scooping anything, but definitely with a preference of anything that could be proof worthy or lead us towards solid proof.
Okay. Ty, like using that blood magic, I think like finishes their incantation and like actually releases the bindings, as fully like takes control of this essentially Ben Hasarath spy, and they sort of like relax a bit and lean forward in the chair, and Ty says, all right, tell my friend here everything you know. And the Kunari looks up and says, we came here 3 months ago. We were told to wait. That Alice would give us our assignment. We were to gather supplies in the meantime. Small quantities, not enough to draw attention. I was tasked with procuring as much sulfur as I could from alchemists in the city. And like goes, that's basically the gist of it. Probably rambles on a little more like details about who they visited and where and when. And Ty looks to you. Do we need anything else?
Where are these stocks of sulfur?
I was to leave them at drops around the city for someone else to pick up.
Tell me the location of these drops.
And he gives you location of several street corners, some fountains that he left small parcels at for somebody else to secure.
I think that will be good enough. My spell of imprisonment will wear off soon. You two are fortunate. Your betrayal of the Kuhn will not be known. Continue your lives as you were. And he'll go up to the first one, start doing a memory wipe, and then on the second one, and then get him and Ty out the window as soon as possible.
You are able to wipe their memories and leave them in sort of this like stunned like stupor as the two of you slip out the window and back onto the streets, no one the wiser. And Ty looks to you and says, well, that was a lot more productive than I thought it was going to be. You're getting pretty good at that.
Our talents are well matched. We work well together. Have you been considering a alias for yourself?
Which, like the Wyvern or Wyvern Jr.?
Blood and wine?
That sounds fun. Though I don't know if I'd want to include blood anywhere in it. I don't want anyone name gets out there and they start looking for a blood mage again. That might get a bit dicey for me.
Have they stopped looking for you?
I have no fucking idea.
That is fair.
What? We'll workshop it. I'll let you take point, though. I think you're more well suited to that. I don't really want to take center stage as much.
Very well. Come along, Wyvern Jr.
He like scoffs and is like, okay, that one was a joke or not. That one is not sticking. And the two of you head off into the night. Wyvern and Wyvern Jr. Just Wyvern and Jr. Okay. I think that just leaves Yaz if you had anything you wanted to try as well. And then I think we'll do, because we have some time, do you all want to have time to like share some information, like a little bit of like a debriefing at the end of the day to talk to each other and like share information that you've learned and stuff too?
Yeah.
Okay. Like we did at the Winter Palace.
Yeah.
Yasmera, what you got?
Again, we don't have to do a full scene of it since we had plenty of one already. But I guess I can try. I guess an empathy on Ma. If we want to retcon that situation of
I'm fine with that. If you just want to like
trying to get a better idea of where her head's at with this, and I guess any other information. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, that makes the most sense of like, while she was trying to read you during that conversation, it makes sense that you would have been trying to get a read on her and what she was talking about. So maybe like Yaz, like playing over the conversation in her head and trying to glean any clues out of it afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And I assume this is going to be towards the Intercept Talus objective.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. That's gonna be 9. That is a 21.
Man, nice. All right, what'd you get on the dragon die?
5.
All right. That puts you all to 9 for that objective. Okay. Yeah, you think back over the conversation you had with your mother as you're still reeling in that moment of like, how tense things got and, how committed she is to this ideology. And I mean, a couple of things struck you is this is a very high level assassination. Like it is uncommon. I mean, it's not uncommon for the pillars of the Kunari to call for some sort of for somebody who is like blatantly going against the teachings of the Kun to push for their disposal. And it's not often that Bene Hasselroth can carry out like political assassinations. Even like normally their influence is more subtle, like pulling the strings, pulling together mercenary companies for a job that most of which would not be Kunari, trying to tie it back as little to the Kunari as possible, or even just hiring hiring the crows to do something like this. Like, it's strange that your mother would like that there would have been an order for them to carry out such a high level assassination. And it checks out that, well, if they did, it would have come from the top. Like, this would have been something that somebody higher within the Kun would have some sort of stake in. But your mother also mentioned that, and it strikes you that the death of the divine, though she would be, the divine Rosmond would be considered a heretical figure to the Kunari, much that she would be to Tevinter, going against their teachings. The teachings of the Chantry are not so far against that of the Kun that it really makes sense that they would go that far, that she would be a threat to them enough to kill her as like a heretic. The Chantry's views on magic are not all that dissimilar to the Kun's views on magic. But what struck you in that conversation was that your mother seems to know that the death of the divine isn't necessarily what her people are after. It's what comes after that.
The chaos that would ensue.
Mm-hmm. And so there must be a bigger goal, even beyond her death. And it's hard to think of how that would benefit the Kunari directly. So maybe not so many answers as more questions, but there are enough clues in what she said that you could tease out to form some theories. So I'll leave it at that. But that getting that insight into her helps maybe you understand the direction she might be coming from in this type of job and what their goal might be. So you made some progress there. And I think that is everyone's actions for this day. So we can reconvene back at the Red Jenny for y'all to discuss and plan your next moves.
Garas is there, sitting at a table, legs kicked up on top of the table, drinking some wine. So I got some information. Turns out some people with unique little bird tattoos have been seen asking about camping supplies. Probably means whatever they may be at, they're definitely not staying in the city. They're probably camped out somewhere outside of the city to avoid any kind of detection. So we just got to figure out where outside of the city they could be at.
I suppose that makes sense.
And I mean, we do have one of the best trackers here in our group right in front of us. And he turns and looks over at Ben.
Yeah, I could try to track them down.
What about you guys? Did you find anything?
My evening was also successful. I tracked down, with the assistance of Ty, a couple members of the Ben Hosworth who have been within the city for a few months. They have been collecting caches of sulfur and leaving them at drop points around the city. I know the locations of the drop points, as well as remembering the location, the residence of those two Ben Hosworth. It's not directly helpful yet, perhaps, but... Yasmera, do you know why they might need sulfur specifically?
Large quantities of it?
If they are to be believed, under the circumstances, I would certainly believe them.
Is that something Yas might know with trap making or a lore check of some kind?
I'm reluctant to, because that would be something good to maybe look into.
Okay.
The
Save it
next
for a
chat.
project.
Yeah,
That's
but
fine.
And
that's
how's
a good
the
question.
thought?
Yeah, I saw the chat. Chat trying to theorize and spoil.
We're theorizing. Well, it's only a spoiler if you say it's a spoiler.
I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. It could be.
It's a theory.
A game theory.
Something to look into.
Definitely.
Yeah.
This came from the top. It is most certainly the divine as the target. But I don't even think my mother knows exactly why.
Well, it's good to have that confirmation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She did hint that it was not the death itself, but the vacuum afterwards and the chaos might be the true reasoning.
Cause chaos. Swoop on in, be the savior to the chaos. Establish them in.
It's not the way.
I don't imagine they have anything against Divine Rosamund herself. Just that she's a divine at all, right?
Why now? Divines have been around for ages. Why this moment? Something's off. There has to be at least a greater reason, if not another reason.
The simplest would be invasion, but Parvalin is quite a distance.
They were going to start invading. I don't imagine they'd start with Val Royaux. Doesn't make any sense.
So what would they want to do to take advantage of the chaos, though?
What if they
That's
had
something from
an
that.
alluvian?
I would assume if the Kun, especially the Ben Hasrath, had something like that, they'd destroy it. It's ancient elven magic. We don't exactly get along. No offense, Yasmera.
Oh, no, none taken.
I mean, I know what I would do if I caused chaos, to use it as a cover-up for something greater.
There's a lot of ways to cause chaos that aren't killing the religious figurehead of an entire country.
Exactly.
You don't think that the chaos could be to cover up the assassination of the divine?
Or the assassination of someone else.
Who could they want to assassinate, though? I mean, outside of the divine.
Perhaps that is a question we should pursue.
The Empress, any of the nobility. Someone
There is
else in
still the
gentry.
question, is this extremely complex matter of two imperatives within the same timeline merely coincidence?
Situations
Or
like this is never a coincidence.
then what would connect them?
I'm drawing a blank.
It is a guess. And a long shot. Perhaps the architect has convinced them. That is a being with enigmatic and long-reaching plans.
Why would the architect want to kill the divine? And why would they go to the Kunari of all people to do it?
Why would the architect want to have a sit-down meeting with the Grey Wardens?
Well, that, I mean, at least was a means to an end of stopping the blight and keeping Grey Wardens from dying. That's a map I can at least follow.
That's true. Like I said, it is perhaps a stretch, but we are putting all the cards on the table, are we not?
Just don't think we have enough information.
No.
No, we're going to have to kind of gather some more information if we're going to jump to conclusions like this.
This is true. But we have more than when we started this morning.
Is it my turn?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Was.
Pull out a big scroll and I slap it on the table. And it's my blueprints for Home Aloneing the Red Jenny that I've been working on all day.
Oh,
I made the plan.
Why is there a flaming bale of hay in my bedroom?
That
Why
one
there-
is just Kevin was just doodling.
why
on
is
that one.
why is there a beehive above my bedroom door?
Kevin was just doodling. That one too.
And the massive cauldron of boiling water or acid that appears
There's
to be...
there's an
That
A
one's real.
in
That
the
one's real.
liquid. I believe that's
That's
acid.
acid.
Yes.
Yes.
I will move all the possessions out of my room forthwith.
I give a rundown of the Rube Goldberg machine of torture and murder that I'm going to turn the winery into.
Well, I have no notes. All right.
I got nothing here myself. I'm just curious. It's not going to damage the place, is it?
No, I specifically made them take all the alchemist fire out of the plan.
But we
Thank you.
kept the acid.
I'm just going to put a carpet underneath it. It'll be fine. I'm just saying, replacing a few floorboards is not that big of a deal. Maybe
Alright.
the acid will create a second trap.
Remind me on the 6th day to remove my bar stools.
I'm going to move everything valuable out of the way while we're setting up. I'm not stupid.
Yasmera, there was a note here that the bar stools, the legs will be turned into jutting spears.
God damn it!
No. Just going to get some tree branches and make the spears. Again, Kevin's my ideas man. I have to gotta rein him in a little bit. He's got a lot going on up there.
Okay, but then why did he draw a stick figure picture of me with stinky lines?
Because he thinks you're stinky.
Okay.
He's not old enough to have a filter yet. I don't know, he's like 12.
So, tomorrow, aka in meta in several weeks, which we will completely forget this conversation about anyway, perhaps we look into more information gathering and perhaps a way of reaching out to the Chantry in some capacity.
If we can find out where the sulfur is going, that may move us along that line.
Right.
If we could put a lot of effort into that, we might be able to stop the plan before it even starts. We might not have to talk to the
Ideal.
Chantry at all.
Yes, that is an excellent point.
And I can put some manpower into trying to find out where the crows are. Hold up.
Okay. I will ask around the streets to see where people have been noticing any sulfur shipments coming and going throughout the city.
Oh shit. I have to go meet my dad.
Yeah,
Whoops.
I had that set for the next day.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So you're good.
Okay, cool.
So I had an idea when your brain did that. I was also having an idea, and I thought we had the same idea there for a second. Yasmera, perhaps you could use your extensive connections within the business world. Put a
For what purpose?
shutdown on sulfur sales.
It's off at the head.
Perhaps.
Even
If
if you
they've-
could not prevent it entirely, buying their stock or limiting their options could make it easier to trace.
We can't do that
Perhaps.
publicly. It'll send up a
Oh,
red
okay.
flag immediately if they're all of a sudden not able to get what they want.
We could use a middleman.
Sounds as if, though, that they've been doing this sort of collection for several months. I would assume this close to the event. They probably have about everything they would need at this point.
That, or we could threaten the people who are distributing the sulfur into figuring out where it's going.
I know of the locations of the drop points. It should not be hard for really any of us to follow them.
Something to look into.
And once you get close
Certainly.
enough, that much sulfur's going to smell.
Especially if the drop was recently.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we cut off the source of sulfur, and perhaps it will cause some things to fall into place or cause some of the dominoes to get taken out of the pile.
I believe Yasmera has a point, though. This late in the operations, just shutting it off might not be enough. However, if we can track it to its source and sabotage it at that point, then they would not be able to restock.
If we find it, can I have some?
No, of course.
Great. It's for the traps.
Right.
Leans over to Venn. We're going to put it under someone's bed and like as a prank, right?
No, I'm going to blow it up.
Oh, okay. Can we?
Outside. Outside.
All right.
Or I don't know, I'll blow it in somebody's eyes. It's gotta be bad for vision and general comfort. There's a lot you could do.
Sulfur. Interesting. I don't
Pocket
know, bro.
Pocket sulfur.
Pocket sulfur.
I just think if I were to set up one of those bucket traps like Kevin wanted to do with the acid, but I did it with sulfur, that might fuck somebody up.
Oh, it will fuck somebody up and it won't ruin our floors.
I'll replace the floorboards.
It's mahogany, these floors.
I was going to use the rug, but Yasmera made a face when I said I'll just put the rug under it.
Exactly, because mahogany, that is not like cheap.
Mahogany.
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 I'll put a rug under it. It's fine. Most of the acid's going to go on the person. It's fine. I have a whole plan.
I trust you.
Plus, all the kids promised they'd help clean up.
Breathing sulfur and getting it into any mucous membrane could cause pulmonary edema. So yes, it is very
And
bad
it
for you.
won't ruin the floor. Now
Just your
we're killing
lungs.
2 crows with 1 stone.
I was hoping someone would make that joke in this whole arc.
course.
That
I
seems like
I don't see any stones on this map.
Oh,
oh,
they're by
flip
the
it
back
over.
door.
Yeah.
Back around. Yeah, there.
Oh my god. All right, that seems like the perfect place to end our session. for tonight.
Does it?
It does.
Does it?
Yes.
Oh, it does. It does. It most certainly does. I'm excited that this little pre-murder mystery is going the way it is. Oh boy, you want to do stars and wishes?
Yeah.
Ciao.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Freeform. Jazz, baby. Who wants to go first?
Me.
Well, okay, then we'll just go through.
I just always have one ready to go because I'm used to going first.
Yeah, that's fair.
My star is gonna go to Wyvern and Junior. I love the Wyvern and his antics, and I love that Tai Baby is now involved and not depressed anymore, and feeling up to contributing his good blood magic to the cause. But I also like Carter as a vigilante. I think it's very fun. I want it to keep happening, and it's great. My wish is I want to do some sabotage.
Seems
I'm
like
not
that's-
gonna get specific because there's several places that could happen.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's it's kind of
That's
all over the board.
What I want.
I mean, you're planning on sabotaging your own building.
It's not sabotage. I'm not going to hurt the building. I'm going to hurt the people in the building.
That aren't us.
Did you watch
feels like a
Home
form-
Alone?
yeah, it just still feels like
That house
the
was
line-
fine.
Did you watch the seminal Christmas classic Home Alone?
Yeah, their house was totally fine afterwards.
It was fine. There was just like some sticky shit on the stairs. And it was that one nail.
Yeah. Well,
No,
it seems
it's
like y'all are
nothing
headed
that
that
can't
way.
be fixed.
I'm excited
love
that y'all dove straight into the trap setting part, because that's kind of where I wanted things to go, but we'll see. Lovely. Thank you, Van. Who's
You're
next?
welcome.
Isami. My star is gonna go to, Ven and Kevin McAllister and all of that ridiculousness. That made me very happy. And I hope we see Kevin again, but not blowing up our house or anything.
We're gonna do a Christmas special of Red
It's,
Jenny where y'all are going to visit Kevin McAllister at his home.
Oh man.
Or
It's-
you leave Kevin McAllister at the Red Jenny Winery for the weekend.
Oh no.
Or is that it's Kevin McAllister gets
Oh my
lost and
God,
gets
can we make
separated from
that-
the family and like lost in Minrathos?
No, can we make that like a mini thing with Kevin, but we all play the intruders?
Yeah. You
Yes!
play
Play a
four-
game where like we're gonna lose to Kevin's
Yeah.
traps.
Y'all play 4 like bumbling thieves trying to rob the Red Jenny.
I feel like there's a one-page TTRPG out there where you play the wet bandits in
There
a
has
Home
to
Alone
be.
situation.
There's
There has
gotta
to
be.
be. There has to be.
You guys
Oh.
did this in a one shot with me once.
We
Did we?
did.
We did.
In the
yeah.
vampire one shot.
Yeah, we
Do you
did,
not
yeah.
remember that the bad guy was
Oh,
fucking
I remember.
Kevin
I remember.
McAllister?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember.
You had a mech suit in your basement. and
That's right.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. That's
Yep.
right. That's right. That's
stuff through
right.
the door of death.
Yep.
I forgot that Kevin McAllister was the bad guy at the end of
Yep.
Mhm.
that.
That's right.
Yep.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to go watch that,
We'll just
That's
do
the
it.
one
again,
pager I
that's
wrote.
fine.
and so should
Yep.
you.
That I never put on the internet anywhere, even though I said I was going to. Should finish that.
Yeah, you should. It's really
Should.
good.
Sid, I
Almost
think
as
I
funny
cut
as the
off your
time
wish,
I
so-
ran a one shot of the sprawl and I made Hank Williams Jr. the back.
Yeah. Oh, my wish. Yeah, come back to me. My brain is not
It's okay.
working.
We'll pass on wish for now and come back to you. Wally, what you got?
My star, it goes to Yasmera for reading her mom. That was an amazing, powerful scene. I love it. It was what I was hoping to see today, and I got it. Bless. My wish is I definitely I would like I kind of want Garas to get into a situation where he has to like pretty much beat up a room of guys who just won't give him information that he needs. I just want him to be in that kind of situation where it's like, we're not telling you anything, and you guys, you might as well turn your ass around and leave, you ugly elf city elf. He just walks over to the door and just locks the door behind him and walks back in the room. He's like, okay, so we're doing this.
You want to have your Kingsman moment?
Yeah, I
yeah.
want my Kingsman Black Dynamite moment with Garas.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Two incredibly similar films.
More than you think. I
There's
will
more
discuss this.
similarities, I
I will
think.
discuss this. How there's a lot of
That's
similarities between Kingsman and
That's
Black
great.
Dynamite. I have time and I've thought about this. Don't doubt my hyper focus.
Amazing.
No one would ever.
Sira.
All right. I've got double stars tonight. One going to Garas for referring to himself as Garish. So now I have the nickname Garish Garas, which thank you. I
It's
love
good
that
to say.
so much.
It is.
And then my other star is got to go to Yasmera, also for the scene with her mom. But in that first part, dude, just the body language change is incredible. You know, like the way your head hangs down, like, and especially with your bangs too, it just like completely covers the top of your eye. You don't like meeting your mom's gaze. This is like one of the only situations that really rattles Yasmera, and you play it really well. And my wish, despite all of Carter's protestations on the subject, I totally want to have a fight at the Red Jenny. Are you kidding me?
Totally.
Yeah, we gotta have a
100%,
big old map for
100%.
that. We're gonna.
Yeah.
Carter's gonna continue to complain and not want to do it the whole way. I just need all of you to know. Yes, please.
Oh no. Yeah.
Yaz is gonna break one of those imported bar stools over a crow's head.
Yeah.
You know what's happening.
Oh,
I
as soon
am
as Yaz
100%
breaks a
ready.
bar stool, it's fucking we're done.
Yeah.
It's over.
I am 1% ready for the big brawl at the Red Jenny. I am expecting it to happen.
I'll just be playing Ballroom Blitz on repeat
Yes.
on Spotify. It'll be great.
Especially with all these traps going on in the background every
Oh
time.
yeah.
We play Freebird in the background as the fight happens inside the Red Jenny.
Oh my god.
Man,
Just
yo,
like-
Oh, I
I've
do-
got the
Willy's
Doom
Wonderland.
music going right. Like that's what.
Yes. No. My wish is as desperate as things look right now in Yasmera's attempt to parent trap her parents, I think she's going to have to resort to putting them into a Mr. and Mrs. Smith situation instead.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which
Very
is just
good.
a different kind of parent trap.
It is.
It really is.
It's just the parent
Yeah.
trap of guns. That's all.
It's just the not.
It's Parent
the
Trap
not
with
parent.
guns and
weren't
like
guns in the Parent
very explicit sexual content. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it.
I'm pretty sure they killed that one lady in Parent Trap.
Probably.
The shitty blonde woman.
They totally did.
Did she die? She dies,
Probably.
right?
Because we never
She
heard
fell
from her
into
again.
a lake.
And a lake monster got her.
And Gators got her.
Mhm.
The
Lake
Lake
Placid too.
Gators.
Lake Placid too.
The trout got her. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking Sharknado in there. What's the
I
one
have
I
to
love? Piranaconda.
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 I have to say, because it's just in my head, I have to get it out, is that Garish is just Sean Connery talking to
Gersh.
Garrus. It's just,
Yeah.
Gosh.
Gosh.
Okay. That's it. I'm done. That's signaling that my tired brain is taking over.
I'm done.
That's it.
Thanks everyone out there for watching and joining us here tonight. Like I said at the top of the stream, we will not be here next Monday, but we'll be back the Monday after, I believe. I'll double check schedules, but we should be. In the meantime, mostly check out our YouTube because we've got lots of stuff going on. We will have a stream tomorrow for Escape Velocity, 7 o'clock Eastern time. So join for that. And then while you're missing us over the weekend, if we don't get around to doing any video game streams on Saturday morning, or whatever happens in the stream while I'm not around, please just check out our YouTube. We've got lots of fun shows up there. You can get caught up on all the shows that we've got going on right now, and just in time for whenever we get back to it. We'll probably have lots of scheduling changes throughout the holiday season as we get closer into it, so just join our Discord like I said before, so you can see everything that we get up to and keep up to date on all our schedules. Thank you to my lovely players for making this game as fun to run as ever, and thank you to everyone out there in the chat for joining us. We will see you all in 2 weeks, and until next time, good game and good night, internet.